Bom dia, seguidoras e seguidores do 19.pt. Aqui é Ricardo Duarte neste último dia da Eurovisão 2023 e hoje é o dia da grande final, portanto uma canção há de ganhar. Votem pela vossa preferida. Hoje estamos com a Sophia do Ukraine Pride. Hello Sophia, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. That's a pleasure for me.
Thank you. And we were wondering, when will Ukraine Pride be held this year, and how will it be held?
Unfortunately, because of Russian scale invasion in Ukraine, we can't hold it like physically. So we're just doing different events or abroad, or we're doing something online. For example, this year, the same as previous year, we will participate in London Pride, Pride in London. It's, because there's a difference a bit. So we will participate in Pride in London. They are our friends. We were participating in Pride in London last year with a huge Ukrainian delegation, not only queer people, but random Ukrainians, and we were trying to unite all of the Ukrainians on the topic of queer rights as well, and on the topic of helping Ukraine, supporting Ukraine, and things like this. And basically, we are, you and me, we right now on Eurovision. That's the part of activities of Ukraine Pride this year, because obviously Eurovision is pretty nice, connected with the queer idea of equality, and even Ukraine this year represented very equal. Something like this.
And surprisingly, since this Russian aggression started, invaded the Ukraine, there's been some progress actually in terms of LGBT equality in the Ukraine. In Ukraine. Can you tell us about that?
You're saying right stuff, because obviously war is a very awful thing that happened. But during this process, people, generally society starts to understand needs of other minorities, other groups much more better, because people start to see what things unite them. And for example, a lot of Ukrainians right now, they are fighting on front lines, or because of missile attacks, they lost their homes, they lost their families, people they love, their beloved. And in this case, they started to understand that queer community as well are represented on front lines, and we have a lot of queer militaries who fighting on front lines. We have the same queer people who lost their homes, who lost their beloveds, and generally Ukrainian society starts to understand that being in a relationship or have relationship in couple, that's not only about holding hands, going to the cinema, going to restaurant. They start to understand that that's a lot about equal rights, because for example, if you are a soldier and you unfortunately you will die, your partner don't have any permission to organize funeral, to do all of this funeral stuff that need to be legalized in the field of law. That's what I said, things to talk about, but that's the things that help people to understand that we are more similar than different. it works like this.
It's great.
Yeah.
Something good came.
Yes, yes, and on the other hand, a lot of people in Ukraine starts to doing coming outs. Obviously, as well because of these war things, because people don't want. They always like thinking that there's possibility that you can die tomorrow, for example, and people don't want to, let's say, go. Not to saying who they are, who they love, or things like this. So people start to live their life like in the moment, and they want to live their life openly. Yeah.
And what can our viewers at Zenov.pt in Portugal do to help Ukraine from?
Oh, thank you so much. Basically, that's very important to find maybe Ukrainian queer community representatives in your region. You definitely have them there. You can organize something together.